everybody, it's Jen. I hope you're all well. I thought I'd post another video. This one's on spinal health, health for spine, making it strong and healthy, and relieving tension through the neck and shoulders and all the muscles in the body really. So it's a nice gentle class, it'll be suitable for everybody, and I hope you'll join me. This will be a full class rather than the videos I've posted so far have been sort of, you can use them together. This one I'm just going to start with the pranayama and then the exercises, and then I'll do shavasana and a yoga nidra at the end. So I hope you've got time to join me and to do all that. Really, you've no excuse. You should have time at the moment if you've not got time at any other time. And this class can be done at any time of day as well. Just make sure that you've not eaten for a couple of hours before you do your yoga. Alright, so get yourselves comfortable. Get your mat, your blanket, your cushion. It's always nice to have a cushion under your tailbone, especially if you're thinking about our spines. You want your spine to be long and comfortable, and just popping that cushion under your tailbone can just allow your hips to relax. It allows your knees to open a little more easily. Keeping the hips slightly higher than the knees is the best way to allow your pelvis to open. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed here. You can rest your hands in your knees, or one on top of the other in the lap, or palms up on the knees. It doesn't really matter. Again, so long as your shoulders stay relaxed and you feel comfortable, that's what's important. So gather everything that you might need. Anything else that you use for your yoga practice, then make sure you've got it to hand. And let's get started. So pranayama is the practice of breath, the movement of the breath through the body. It's the breath that moves all our energy. We can't live without it. So really the most important part of your practice is to keep breathing. And throughout your day, throughout your lives, not just in your yoga class, harnessing the breath can help keep the mind stable and strong. The body strong as well. Keep giving us energy. Without it we feel tired. You know, we're not breathing properly, then we feel tired. So let's start with our good posture so that our diaphragm can move out as we breathe in, and then draw it back gently towards the spine as we exhale. So start by relaxing your abdomen. If it's helpful, place a hand on your belly so that you can feel the movement of the diaphragm, and just let the belly relax. We're used to holding that in, trying to keep things strong and tight around the middle, but let's just let it relax. Take a nice long deep breath. Maybe closing the eyes here, breathing in through the nose, into the throat, the chest, the belly. Pausing before exhaling out through the nose, the throat, the chest, drawing the belly back towards the spine at the bottom of the exhale. Then relax the abdomen. A nice long deep breath in. And full deep exhale out. Relax the belly, breathe in. And pause. And exhale out through nose, throat, collarbones, chest. Drawing the belly in to squeeze the stale air out the lungs. And then relax the abdomen, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just let the hand relax. And continue like this for a few more breaths. Think about setting an intention for your practice. An intention should always be set in the present moment. It should always be positive, so it's not about what you're not going to do, it's about what you are doing now that you want to do more of. So I'm going to stick with mine from the last time, which is I am kind, I am calm. If I'm meditating this in the morning, and sometimes in the evening as well if I have time, it's a good way to start and end the day. So just set your attention, repeat it to yourself, either out loud or in your head, doesn't matter. And then on your exhale, drop the chin down to the chest, and we'll just start to gently rock the head from side to side, easing out any tension at the back of the neck. Keeping the back of the neck long and low down. And then when you bring the shoulder over to the left ear, just lift the chin, take it round, and then the lips. Not lifting the chin so high that you crunch the muscles at the back of the neck. Make sure you keep them long. And then the other way, again, lifting the chin, not so high that you hurt the muscles at the back of the neck. And rolling the head round. Nice and gently. I cannot stress how important it is to be gentle with your neck. It's so strong and yet so delicate. It's made up of so many little bones. And if you have ever had neck pain, you'll know that it radiates throughout your whole being. Okay, so just bring the chin gently back to centre. We're going to bring the fingertips onto the shoulders, and we're going to lift elbows up to the ceiling. Take them back. Give this shoulder blades a good squeeze and lower them down. Alright, inhale, lift up. And exhale, take them back. So you can move a little bit on your pelvis here as well. Increase your stretch through the pelvis as you inhale. Bring the weight forward a little. And as you exhale, take it back. Good. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. One more time, inhale to lift. And exhale. Release it down, so we're not going to wind them forward, we're keeping them back today. Just pop the hands down onto the floor, fingertips on the floor, and we'll just turn the gaze over one shoulder, walk the opposite fingertips a little bit further away. And hopefully feel that lengthening through the neck, down through the shoulder and the arm. Again, a couple of nice long breaths here, so practicing that pause. Back to centre, take it over the other side, and walking the fingertips slightly further away maybe. A nice long breaths. Don't ever hold your breath during this practice. Release it down, come back. Alright, hands just here. Let's take one arm across. Just place the hand on the back of the arm and press the arm quite close against your chest. You can lock it in with your elbow, that'll give you a slightly deeper stretch. then swap sides. Bring the arm across. Locking it in there. Enjoying that stretch. And release. We'll bring one palm on top of the other, and we're just going to clasp our fingertips here, bring them up above the head, and then pull the fingers away from one another. Just make sure you don't start to stick that chin out there. Keep the back of the neck long. Pull the fingers as though you're trying hard to break that clasp. You feel that stretch through the shoulders, and then drop one elbow over to the side. And back to centre, and the other side. And back to centre, and release it down. Okay, we're going to come over onto our knees. We're going to lie down on our mats for a moment in crocodile pose, and then come into child's pose. So we'll just move the cushion out of the way. Come and lie on your bellies. Any tenderness in the chest, just bring a blanket underneath you on your mat. Bring one hand on top of the other, and we'll rest the forehead on our hands. Make sure the feet are relaxed. Let the legs relax. Let them flop. Again, have a few nice long breaths here. Look for any tension that you might be holding in the body, and let it go. And then on your next inhale, bring the hands under the shoulders, come up onto hands and knees, take the hips all the way back to the heels for child's pose. So hips as close to the heels as they'll go, lengthening the chest over the thighs, dropping the forehead to the floor if it reaches, or you can rest your head on your fists like that. Finding some length in the spine, length through the back of the neck. Whatever works best for you here. This should feel like a really nice posture. Really nice lengthening for the spine. Child's pose. Balasana. And then we're just going to shift our hips over to one side of the mat. Walk our hands to the other side. And again, just relax the head down. Rest on the arms. A side stretch here. To centre, shift the hips to the opposite side, arms to the opposite side. Lovely stretch through the spine here. Keep the back of the neck long, remember, no holding that neck up so that it creases. And then back to centre. Let's just move any blankets that you may have on your mat off the mat. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Come up onto hands and knees. So we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. If you're not sure about down dog, then just watch first. Taking the fingers as wide as the mat. Sorry, hands as wide as the mat. The fingers spread out nice and wide as well, so they're placed on your mat. And tuck the toes under. So first of all, we'll lift the hips. We'll lift the knees. Keep the knees bent. Send the chest back towards the thighs. Drop the head. Uncurl the tailbone down. Up towards the ceiling. Have a look at your feet. You want your feet to be about hip width apart. So just adjust them as you need be. Adjust your stance if it needs to be a little longer. And just release one heel at a time towards the floor. And notice where your hamstrings are at. They might be feeling really tight. Don't worry too much about that. They'll loosen off in time. Just releasing that heel one at a time. Keep the low belly pulled in and up here. Soften through the elbows. Have a little shake of the head. Keep the back of the neck long. few deep breaths here. Don't forget to keep moving the breath through the body. Do not hold the breath. And then pushing both heels down towards the floor again. If it's your first stretch of the day, no judgment there if the heels don't reach. Just walk the hands back towards your feet. Alright, notice if the weight starts to go into the heels, bring it forward a little so it's balanced through the feet. Drop the head again, looking between your knees. Take hold of opposite elbows, have a little sway. Keep the knees soft, chest resting on the thighs. And then release the hands. We're going to uncurl through the spine nice and slowly. We'll bring the head up last. We don't get dizzy. Keep it nice and slow. Uncurling, come all the way up. Open the chest. Good inhale. Bring the arms up. Clasp the fingers. Stretch the clasped hands towards the ceiling and have a little sway from side to side. Try and keep the hips stable, reaching up through the waist. Good, and then come back to centre. Stretch the fingertips up towards the ceiling. As we inhale, we're keeping the hips facing forward, but we're going to twist through the waist and bring opposite hand to hip. And then the other hand comes behind you to the opposite hip. And your gaze is over that shoulder looking towards the room behind you. Again, a couple of long breaths here in your twist. On your next inhale, release the arms up, turn the hips back to centre. And as you exhale, keeping the hips facing forward, twisting through the waist. One hand to the hip in front, opposite hand to the hip behind, gazing over that back shoulder. And inhale, back to centre. Drop one hand down, stretch it all the way over. Inhale up, both arms up. Exhale. Again, try and keep these hips stable. We don't want the whole body to banana out. Keeping the hips stable, reaching through the waist here. Inhale, back to centre. Exhale. I'm going to bring the hands just down behind you, onto your waist with the fingers facing down and your hips resting on your hip bones. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together here, and that will really help to open the chest. Feet are hip width here, tucking the pelvis under. As you inhale, lift the chest. So just keep the chin down towards the chest, keeping the back of the neck long, leaning back into the hands just as far as feels comfortable for you. So gentle back bend here. Back bends are great for strengthening the spine. Don't overdo it if you're not used to them. Feel a little counterintuitive, I think, as well. Twists and back bends are actually great for strengthening all the spinal muscles. Inhale, come. Okay, give the hands a little shake. Alright, so we're going to start with something called chair pose. If you've been to yoga classes before, you'll know what chair pose is. If you've not been before, then we're taking the feet to hip width, lifting the toes, spreading them out nice and wide on the mat, lifting up through the legs, the knees, the thighs, tucking the pelvis, bend the knees. So chair pose is just a small pose. You want to be able to look down your thighs and see the tips of the toes. So it's not this, with the bum sticking out. That'll actually put a lot of pressure on your spine. Keep the pelvis tucked under. That engages these tummy muscles to help support your spine. Inhale the arms up. Relax the shoulders though. So don't have shoulders up round the ears. Keep them relaxed. Alright, good. Chair pose. A few long breaths here. Feel those tummy muscles working. just going to step forward a little here. If you're at the back of your mat, I suggest you do the same. Step forward a little here. Alright then, hands to heart. And we'll step back with one leg. Doesn't matter which one. We're going to come into warrior one pose. So for warrior one, the front knee is bent over your ankle. The back heel is on the floor. If you feel wobbly at all, take your feet wider across the mat, as wide as your hips or maybe slightly wider. Hip bones stay facing forward. Chest is lifted, spine's nice and long. You might feel this quite strongly in the back hamstring, that's okay. Nice stretch for that. We're going to inhale the arms up. And we're just taking the thumbs together within our line of sight here. So we're looking to the thumbs, but again, we're not lifting the arms so high. We're putting pressure on our spine or on our neck. Warrior one. Think about lifting up through the pelvic floor, the tummy muscles, keeping yourselves nice and strong. Again, don't forget that breath. A few nice long breaths here. Okay, next inhale, bring hands to heart. I'm going to step this back foot forward, lift it in front, a little balance. So you can bring the hands to the waist. Hold on to a wall if you've got one handy. Alright, so we just circle through the ankle here. And then release the ankle, circle the lower leg. And then the hip. So, hopefully the video is not picking this up. My hip is crunching away. As long as it's not painful, that is completely normal. It's probably not a movement we make all the time. Alright, take it the other way. Keep those tummy muscles engaged. If you're not using a wall for support. Good. Bring the leg back to centre. And just the lower leg, so working into the knee, moving the lower leg. And then the ankle, all in the opposite direction. And place the foot back on the floor. You adjust your feet, so you're back, so feet under hips. Tuck the pelvis under, bend the knees, look down the thighs, check for tips and toes, lift the arms, chair pose. Relax those shoulders down. Hands to heart. Step it back. Warrior one. So again, toes are facing forward, both facing roughly the same direction. Front knee bent, back heel on the floor, and again just take your feet slightly wider so you're not feeling wobbly here. And we'll inhale the arms up, palms together, gaze to the thumbs. So you can keep hands at heart. Again, a few long breaths here. Remember, your breath is what moves the energy through your body. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the front knee bent over the ankle. Hands to heart. Lift that leg forward, coming into your balance. Again, bring hands to hip. Or use your support, and let's circle that ankle and the lower leg, working into the knee and then the hip. Up and the other way. Wobbly on this side. And the other bottom of the leg, lower leg, working into the knee, and then the ankle. Good, and give the legs a little shake off, well done. Right, one more standing pose and then a balance if you want there to be a balance as well, that's up to yourselves. We'll do dancer prep and then maybe dancer pose if you want to. Okay. So we'll all try this one. Again, Have your wall handy if you need it. So starting with feet hip width, lifting the toes, planting the feet on the floor. We're going to let's start with the right leg and take that leg behind and bring the knees into alignment here. So you're holding onto your foot and bringing the thighs together. Let's inhale the opposite arm up and open the chest. So if you want to, you can stay here. Dancer prep pose. The lovely stretch through the front of that thigh. If you'd like to challenge yourselves, as you exhale, we're going to start to tilt forward. So moving the leg in line with the torso, pushing the foot into the hand. Just coming as far forward as feels good to you. Keeping your gaze fixed and your mind clear. Inhale back out whenever you're ready, with control, and release. Before you stand on the other foot, lift the toes. Just move that blanket so you can see the toes. Lift them, spread them wide. That's your foundation, make it stable. Take the other foot behind. When you inhale, lift the leg. Hold on to the foot, bring the knees back in alignment here. You don't want your knee forwards like this, you want it in line with the other one. Inhale, the opposite arm up. Open through the chest. And exhaling. If you want to, we're tipping forward. Pushing the foot into the hand, lifting the leg, keeping it strong through the core. Coming out whenever you're ready. Definitely more wobbly this side, don't know why today. And release. Well done. Give the legs a little shake off. Alright, so we're coming back down into forward fold now, then into downward facing dog, and then onto our hands and knees. Again, start with your feet hip width apart, lifting the toes, plant those feet, lift up strongly through the legs, tuck the pelvis, tuck the belly. Inhale. Lift the arms. Take the gaze towards the thumbs. If you can, bring the hands together. And then exhale. Folding forward. Keep the knees soft. Bring the hands to the floor. Drop the head. Gaze between the legs. Inhale, just bring hands to shins, flatten the back. And as you exhale, see if you can fold a little more over those legs. Plant the hands on the floor. We're going to walk the hands away. And take the feet back. Think of your body in a nice inverted V shape. Hands as wide as the mat, fingers spread. Gaze between your knees or up to your navel. Pulling the navel in towards the belly button, hips high. Downward facing dog. Soften through the elbows. Relax the head and neck, shoulders. This will ultimately feel like a restful pose. Inhale, push up on the toes, bring the weight forward. We're going to come on to hands and knees. Okay, cat-cow. So, most of us know cat-cow. If you're not sure, and again, just watch the first few. We're keeping the hands nice and wide under the shoulders, fingers wide on the mat. And as you inhale, we'll lift the chest, lifting the chin but not crunching the back of the neck, lifting the tailbone. Any issues with the low spine and that doesn't feel comfortable, keep the tailbone flat, just lift through the chest. I like to bring my weight forward slightly here as well. I find I get a better stretch. So just play with it. Exhale, tuck the head. Arch the spine towards the ceiling, tuck the pelvis under, take the hips back. A little towards the heels. Again, I like to move in my cat-cow. If you prefer to be static, do that. Working with your own length of breath, inhaling. As you come forward, keep those elbows soft, lift the chest, maybe lift the tailbone. Exhale, tucking under, taking the hips back towards the heels, if you like. Inhaling. The best exercise or two, cat and cow, for the spine as far as I'm concerned. It's my favourite two poses. Doesn't have to be fancy to be effective. Okay, last time forward and last time back. And then let's just come to a nice neutral spine position, staying on our hands and knees. If you need any extra padding under your knees, please just pop your blanket under your knees. Keep yourselves comfy. Okay, so we're going to start with a sort of balance and a tummy crunch, if you like. So we're going to take the leg behind, lift it in line with the hip, turning the toes down towards the ceiling. If you want to, we'll add in the opposite arm. Breathe in as we lengthen. Exhale, curl elbow to knee. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale. 5 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, stretch out. This time drop the hand to the floor. We'll bend that knee behind. See if you can reach behind with the opposite hand for your foot. Okay, good. If you've got it, press the foot into the hand. Lift the thigh a little higher. You get a lovely stretch through those hip flexors, the quads, and through your shoulder as well. If you've not got it, just lift the leg like that. That'll do fine. Alright, then we'll bring the knee into the chest. And we're going to step the foot forward in front of her hands. And easing the weight forward, stretch through the hip. Make sure this knee and this ankle stay in line, or the foot slightly forward from the ankle, from the ankle slightly forward from the knee. So you've got you don't have your knee coming over your ankle, you're overextending through the knee here. Okay, so this is low crescent lunge and Anjanasana. If you would like to exhale, take the hips back, lift the toes, sit the hips back towards the heels. Your hamstrings will thank you later. Don't overdo it though, this is half splits pose or Ardha Hanumanasana. Exhale, take the weight forward. Again, easing through those hips. How far forward you come is up to you. Again, the beauty of practicing at home is you're working at your own level. You don't feel like, oh, that girl, she can do half splits, no problem, and I'm finding it really hard. You know, you just work at your own level, do what you can so long as it feels good. Don't do anything that causes any pain. That's the golden rule of yoga. Inhale here. And exhale, sitting back. And one more time, inhale. Opening through those hips. All these tight hips can make our spine a little painful, especially if you have to sit at a desk a lot. Exhale. Lift the foot. And then pop the foot down towards the floor. Slide it back. Okay. Replant your hands. Come back into your tabletop position. Just adjust yourself. Knees under hips. Wrists under shoulders. We'll do the other side. So taking the leg behind. Lifting it in line with your hip. So you can just work with the knee here. You don't have to add in the arm. If you've added the arm, let's inhale to lengthen. Exhale. Elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale, 5 times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time drop the hand, bend the knee behind. See if you can reach out with the opposite hand. Press the foot into the hand. Lift the leg a little so you're opening through the shoulder. Really stretching through the front of that thigh. Or you can just have the leg in the air. You'll still feel the benefit of that. Alright. Knee to chest. Step it forward in front of your hands. Make sure you've got enough room as you sink the hips forward, that your knee stays in line with the ankle or the ankle slightly further forward than the knee. Just pause here and notice what's going on in that hip. Might feel a little tighter on this side, might feel a little better. And exhale, take it back. Depending on what you've been doing in your time off, if you've had time off. Your hips might feel looser, might feel better if you've not been sitting at a desk all day. Or they might feel tighter if you've been doing a lot more exercise, which a lot of people have been doing, which is great. Find something you enjoy, do it every day. Creaky forward. And exhale, take it back. One more time. Inhale. And Janayasana. And exhale, take it back, lifting the toes, and then bring the foot to the floor, slide it back, coming back onto your hands and knee, replanting the hands, taking the hips and the knees back to hip width. Okay, so from here we're going to come into pigeon pose, Kapotsana. So if you've not done this one before, then feel free to watch and join in when you're ready. Okay. Taking the weight onto one knee again. And inhale, lift the leg behind. So I'm using my left leg. I'm going to bring the knee forward, left knee forward, and then bring the foreleg forward between my hands. Okay, stretch that back leg away a little to open up through the hip. Press into the hands, lift the chest, and then just drop that butt up to the floor. So I like to create a little space here. So gently slide your foot forward. Any pain in the knee, this is where your pigeon pose stays, okay? You're taking the hands forward onto the elbows and enjoying the stretch that you feel through the hip there. If there's no pain in the knee and you'd like a deeper stretch, roll onto the front of that back leg. You can stretch the hands forward a little more and rest here, head on the floor or head on the forearms. And have a few long breaths here. Any pain in the knee, you're coming out. Don't tolerate any pain in your knee here, okay? Again, this should feel quite restful pose. On your next inhale, we're going to slide the hands back up. We're going to sit back on that left buttock. Your right leg is going to sweep round. I'm just going to turn towards you a little more so you can see me. I'm going to sweep the right leg round. Bring the foot either beside your left knee or cross it over the left knee. Inhale, we're going to turn towards this front bent leg, either bringing the hand onto the knee here or wrapping it with the elbow. And the back arm, sweep it forward, round up. And over, fingertips to the floor, gaze over that back shoulder. Again, have a few long breaths here. So this is a closed twist, quite strong twists. They're great for the spine, they're great for massaging through your abdomen, your abdominal contents, keeping them moving. Do make it breathing a little harder, but make sure you're still working that diaphragm. Again, good for strengthening the diaphragm. Encouraging blood flow into this whole centre area. Alright, when you're ready, inhale, come back. Unfurl this leg, take it behind you. Roll back over onto the knees. Again, press onto the fingertips, lift the chest. Breathe in here. And then release the hands onto the mat. Slide your knee back, come back into your tabletop position. Well done. Okay, pigeon pose on the other side then. So this is my right leg, I'm taking behind this time. Breathe in as we extend. Exhale, knee to chest, slide the foot forward, the foot and the foreleg between your hands, slide the back leg away, opening through that hip. Again, just sit down in the right buttock here, take your foot and push it forward gently so it then comes more or less parallel with the front of the mat. Any pain in the knee, stay here. Okay, if it's still too uncomfortable, just come out. You can walk the hands forward from here. It's a great stretch for around the knee. It can feel quite tight if you're not used to it, so don't overdo it and then hurt yourself and then not do yoga ever again. That's not what we're aiming for. If you want to, roll onto the front of the thigh. Stretch the hands forward. Maybe rest the forehead on the mat or bring the forehead onto the arms. And again, breathe into the hips, a strong hip stretch. To really have a good few breaths in here. Enjoying the opening that you're getting there. Alright, next inhale, slowly come up. We'll walk the hands back up. Press into the fingertips, inhale, open the chest. Sit back down in that buttock. Slide the left leg forward. So again, you're bringing your foot either beside your knee or crossing it over your knee for a deeper stretch. The choice is yours. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist towards that front leg. Bring the hand to knee or wrap it round. Let's turn it a little so you can see. Okay, sweep the back arm over and round. Fingertips to the floor, behind, gaze over the back shoulder. And have a few long breaths here. Inhaling for length. Exhaling to twist a little deeper. And then inhale back to the centre. Anchor up, take the leg behind you. Bring the hands to the mat. And we're going to slide both legs away. We're going to come back into a crocodile pose. So again, if you need your blanket underneath your chest to support you, then just pop it there. Come back to lying your belly. Bring one hand on top of the other. Rest the forehead on the floor, on your hands rather. Have a couple of nice long breaths here. So we're going to do some back strengthening exercises from here. So take your rest in crocodile pose first of all. That never felt so good. Okay, we're going to bring the hands behind and you can rest them underneath your thighs. You don't need to do this, but it's quite nice to support your legs. And just rest the forehead on the floor. I'm going to keep my head lifted so that you can actually hear what I'm saying. But if your head's lifted, keep the back of the neck long. And we're just going to lift one leg at a time. Inhale up. And exhale it down. Now, it doesn't matter, there's no judgment as to how high your leg comes. So long as you feel it working, strengthening the muscles at the low spine. So we'll aim to do about 5 lifts of each leg. I have completely lost count, but let's do one more of each. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bring the arms in front. In fact, let's just bring the right arm in front. I'm going to bend the left leg. See if you can reach behind for that foot. I'm going to swap hands so you can see what I'm doing first of all. Alright, so if you can stay here because this might feel like a good stretch already, or you can press the foot into the hand and lift the thigh, and this will increase your stretch both through the hip and through the shoulder. Few long breaths, don't forget to breathe. Release it down. Swap hands, other side. Again, pushing the foot into the hand, inhale, lift the leg. One more breath. And release it down. Good one. Stretch both arms out in front. Rest the cheek in the floor. Have a little rest here. Pause. Let the legs relax for a moment. Just let them flop. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift the head. You can keep the forehead on the floor if you like. Or again, like I've got back of the neck long, my face is towards the mat again, so that's so you don't hurt your neck at all. You don't want to be doing this. Keep it going. Alright, so we're going to lift one arm at a time. Inhale up and exhale down. Again, doesn't matter how high you lift it. It can be here, it can be here, as long as you feel it working. Inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale it down. Inhale, other one, and exhale. And this one, last time. Inhale and exhale. Okay, staying here. On your next inhale, let's lift both hands. Breathe here. You maybe feel this a little stronger on your spine. So again, don't worry too much if your hands are lower. If you can't hold for more than a couple of breaths, it's absolutely fine. Ooh, let them relax. Rest the other cheek on the floor and just flop for a moment. And breathe. Okay, stretching the arms out in front again, fronts of the feet onto the mat, so the legs are engaged. Let's lift right arm, left leg. Exhale them down. Inhale, opposite sides, left arm, right leg. Exhale. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one more time each side. Inhale. Good, again, rest the cheek. Take your rest. This frantic world, we all need our rest. At the moment we're being forced to rest, so accept it, enjoy it, if you can. Slide the hands under the shoulders, squeeze the elbows together, we're going to press into the hands, lift the chest. This is low cobra. That feels okay. You'd like to try a little higher, push into the hands. Lift up a little higher. This is, again, strong in the spine, strengthening for the spine. Don't do it if it feels painful. You can adjust anywhere. Just try and keep the shoulders not up here, away from the ears, back of the neck stays long. Big breath. And release it down. Well done again. Have a little rest. Opposite cheek to the floor. I'm going to bring the arms back alongside the body with the hands facing up. So we're going to try locust pose. And lift both legs together first. So keep the head low, back of the neck long. Let's inhale, lift both feet. Maybe the knees, maybe the thighs. Okay, take another breath in. Lift the chest. If that feels okay, lift the arms. Keep pressing the thumbs towards one another. to keep the chest open. Have a couple of breaths here, as long as you like. Keep pushing the feet away. Don't allow the thighs to splay out. Keep pressing the inner thighs towards one another. Breathe. Exhale. Inhale, maybe 1 or 2 more times. Inhale. Strong in the spine. If it's too strong, come out. Exhale. Maybe 1 more time. Inhale. And release it down. Rest the cheek on the floor. Let everything flow up. Well done. Okay, now I'm going to get you just to move your blankets off to the side again. And we're going to roll over onto our backs. Yay! Alright, so knees to chest, give them a hug. Press the tailbone down towards the floor. Tuck the chin so the nape of the neck is on the floor. And have a little rock from side to side here. This is a great counter pose. The lifts we were doing with our back there. Just massage into that spine. Allow the head to rock with the rest of the spine so the neck and the rest of your back are moving together. And then come back to centre. Bring the hands onto the knees and we'll just use sacral circles. Bring the knees into the chest, pushing them out to the side, away, the opposite side. So this massages into the sacral area of the spine. It's quite a tricky area, I think, to get to. And these often feel really nice. You can do these on their own as well. They don't have to be as part of a whole class. Other direction, sorry I didn't say that. But move the knees in the other direction now. Okay, and then bring the knees back to centre. We're just going to drop the feet to the floor. We're going to come into bridge pose. So, feet as wide as the hips. If you can reach your hands down just so you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Your feet are probably about the right distance away, and then just relax the shoulders, rest the hands on the floor. One, tuck the pelvis under, tuck the chin under slightly, push into the feet. Really press away with the thighs, so the thighs are doing all the work here. Lift the hips towards the ceiling. Again, don't worry how far up they come. Nice breath in. And exhale, rhythm down, nice and slow. And inhale, tuck the pelvis, push into the feet, strong legs, lift the hips. And exhale, roll it all the way back down. Inhale, tuck the pelvis. Push into the feet, strong thighs, lift up. And exhale, roll all the way down. Okay, this time we're going to, if you want to, just readjust yourselves. Fingertips to heels, tuck the pelvis. We're going to add the arms, so pressing into the feet, tucking the pelvis, inhale, lift the hips. Lift the arms, bring them up overhead. Stretch them out. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time, keeping that spine nice and long, bring the arms back down by the sides. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, lift up, press into the feet, lift the arms. And exhale, rolling down. Bring the arms back down alongside your body. Last time, tuck the pelvis, lift the hips, keep those knees pressing in towards one another, bring the arms up overhead, and leave the arms there and roll the spine down. See how that feels. One vertebrae at a time. Bring the pelvis onto the floor, lift the knees into the chest, give them a hug. have a little rock from side to side. You can close your eyes here again if that feels nice. Just bringing yourself inwards, we're nearly done. And then let's drop the knees over to one side. Take the arms behind you to the opposite side. Take your gaze over to that side as well. And relax. A few long breaths here in your twist, supine twist, again great for strengthening the spine. Supported by the floor. Okay, head back to centre, arms back to centre, and then the knees. Take them over, knees first to the other side, then the arms, then the gaze. You can close your eyes here. Breathe nice, long, slow breaths. And head, arms, knees back to centre. Keep the knees bent in towards the shoulders, turn the feet up towards the ceiling. Reach the hands to the insides of the feet if you can, for happy baby. If you can't reach the feet, then just hold on behind your thighs. Keep pressing the knees down towards the armpits, press the tailbone down towards the floor, and again tuck the chin so the nape of the neck is on the floor. Again, if you want to, have a little rock. Massage the spine. This is why babies are so happy. Happy baby pose. A few long breaths here. And then coming back to centre, just release the hands. Drop the knees to the floor, stretch them down, take them to the far feet to the far corners of your mat, arms up overhead, take them as wide as your mat. Inhale, have a lovely big long stretch. Stretching the feet and the hands as far away from one another, stretch through the toes and the fingers. Exhale, relax. Draw the arms gently back down beside your body with the palms facing upwards. A few inches from your torso. Dip the chin slightly towards the chest. Have a little rock of the head from side to side. Shavasana, or dead man's pose. Our final resting pose for today. So I want you just to pause here for a couple of minutes. I'm going to read to you Yoga Nidra. If you don't have time for Yoga Nidra, then just pause the video here, but rest in Shavasana for a couple of minutes before you get on with the rest of your day. If you've got time for Yoga Nidra, it'll be about 15 minutes. Just make yourselves comfortable, get your blankets, keep yourself cosy. If you've got an eye pillow, pop it on. Have a drink of water if you want to before you lie down. You're not comfortable in your back, then you're at home. No excuses to not be comfortable. Use as many blankets as you need to make yourselves comfortable. You can do Yoga Nidra sitting up if that feels more natural for you, but it is much better lying down. And we're just going to sit up because I'll be reading to you. So just take the time, make any adjustments you need. come to a comfortable lying position. Your feet should be as wide as your mat so your hips and pelvis can release. Your arms are a few inches from your torso, with your palms turned upwards and shoulder blades relaxing down your back. Create space in your lower back by gently moving your buttocks away from your ribcage. And if your neck feels uncomfortable, let the chin dip very slightly and roll your head from side to side until you feel the balance point in the centre. Take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, remove all the tension from your body and empty your mind of thoughts. During Yoga Nidra, we're allowing the body to come to total muscular relaxation while staying awake and aware. We shall now begin the rotation of consciousness where we relax each part of your body in turn. Begin by focusing on your left leg. Begin the relaxation with the toes and relax the whole leg from toes to hip, relaxing in turn all the groups of muscles. Feel your whole leg heavy and released. Relax the right leg now from toes to hip. Feel the whole right leg also heavy and relaxed. Notice how both legs are sinking down. Relax then your left arm from fingertips to shoulder, feeling all the muscles and joints release tension and melt into the floor. And then the right arm from fingertips to shoulder, feeling all the muscles and joints release tension and melt into the floor. Feel the global relaxation in all 4 limbs of your body. If your mind is wandering, gently bring it back. Now let's focus on your torso. Begin by relaxing your buttocks, your hips and pelvis. Relax your abdomen and chest. Bring your awareness to your back. Relax your lower back. Feel it sink down, releasing any tension, like a hard block of butter melting under the heat of your awareness. Then release your middle and upper back. Relax your shoulders and shoulder blades. Feel your entire torso release and relax downwards. Even the internal organs have released their tension and are softly opening. Relax your throat and neck and your face, relaxing your tongue and lips, your chin and jaw, your cheeks. Relax your eyes and all the little muscles around the eyes, feeling them gently sinking back into your head. And the muscles of your forehead. Feel all the little muscles of your face release and relax. Relax your temples and scalp, and any tension in your mind releases into the floor. Feel your whole head relax. Your whole body is releasing and relaxing down. Your whole body surrenders into the floor. Your whole body is soft and open and your mind is relaxed in a state of gentle, total body awareness. Bring your attention to your breath without affecting it. And notice the natural pauses in the breath. Allow yourself to melt into those pauses. You no longer perceive precisely the contour of your body. Instead, you perceive your consciousness expanded and you experience a state of unifying harmony. Imagine yourself having been for a long walk. It's a hot day. You maybe overdid it. You're feeling really tired. You're near the end of your walk. Your legs are heavy. Your feet are hot inside your shoes. You wish you'd worn your hat. As you walk along the dusty road home, you notice a path you've never seen before that leads into a small wooded glade. Impromptu, you decide to take that path. Immediately, you feel the cool, dappled shade of the trees. Instantly feel better. Your steps slow. You've been walking fast, but now you feel you can relax and enjoy what's round about you. You take a nice deep breath in. You feel the breeze now coming through the trees, cooling your hot skin. And you walk a little deeper into the wooded area. On the far side of the path there's a small stream, and you wander down beside that. The water's low because it's been so dry, but the stream still bubbles along gently. You sit down in the grass beside it, and again you think, why not take off your shoes, put your warm feet into that lovely cool water. As you sit and relax, cooling down, you start to notice the sounds around you. The gentleness of the breeze through the leaves, the sound of the trees moving, harmony, the birds tweeting and chirping in the canopy above you. You see movement across the bank, and there amongst the leaves is a little squirrel running around his business, and a fat wood pigeon waddles along, again unperturbed by your presence as you are by theirs. Take a nice deep breath in. Again, feel the breeze cooling your skin, the cool water over your hot feet. You start to relax more and more. You realise that not just are you in nature, but that you are part of nature and it is part of you. And coming home to nature is the best feeling you could experience. You stay here as long as you need. Refresh yourself, rejuvenate. eventually you bring your feet out of the stream and allow them to cool and dry before slipping your socks and shoes back on. You get up to walk home, but something has changed. You no longer need to walk quickly. You slow your pace, being observant of the sights and sounds around you. Feeling embraced by this little wood, refreshed. Come back to your resolve. For me it is I am calm and I am kind. Whatever your own resolve may be, repeat it to yourself now. Continue to picture yourself walking home through nature, relaxed, refreshed, happy. Noticing each step as it lands on the path. Alert to the signs of nature around you. Begin to notice how nice and relaxed you feel. A deep sense of relaxation, peace and harmony in your entire being. Slowly begin to take a slightly deeper breath. Begin to move your fingers and toes as you gently come back to your body. You can stretch overhead if you like, as you gently come back to your body. When you're ready, draw the knees into the chest, give them a hug, have a rock from side to side. Before rolling gently over to the right side, pausing for a breath here. Before using your hands to bring yourself up to seated. Taking your time, there's no hurry. Come and sit for a moment with your eyes closed. Have another couple of nice long breaths here. Bringing hands to heart. This, we've finished our yoga practice and our practice of Yoga Nidra. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your energy today. Please stay safe and well. If you need to get in touch, you want to get in touch for any reason at all, please do so in the comments below. Thank you so much, my friends. Namaste.